nickel and diming me. It's an old Midwest car.
How much have you put into repairs for this truck?
For the truck?
Yes, in the last 3 years that you've had it.
Probably about $7,000.
Are you going absolutely wild? I really think you could have bringing in at least a little bit of income right now.
I'm trying.
Are you, with the wreck, are you prevented from driving Uber Eats again?
No.
Okay.
But I was driving Uber with a passenger.
Why haven't you done any more of that?
So my truck aged out of Uber.
Yeah, what about the other one?
The other car?
Yeah.
It's a 1990. So, and the minimum year is 2008 now.
So this stuff that you owe to the law firm, is this after what your ex owes?
Oh, no, they have, or she has to pay 1/3 of that.
Of the $8,368?
Oh, that was before trial, and trial was 3 days. So it's going to be more than double that.
Days.
Yeah.
Just to essentially, what was the main fight was just over custody?
It was custody, the nature of the funds from the house.
Yeah.
And
which you ended up getting?
Pretty
but
much.
Then she got some of your retirement?
Yeah, she gets
what
half
about
the
her
retirement.
retirement?
She has no retirement.
Oh,
she did not work throughout the entire marriage.
Wonderful. Okay. So what do you owe? Oh, you
owe to the law firm?
Yeah.
It's going to end up being about $15,000.
Do they have payment plan options, or how does that look?
So my lawyer felt really bad for me, and I kind of ended up like getting friendly with them, and they're just going to let me pay like as I go without interest. Okay. So I did get lucky in that sense. And she's not even having me pay right now, and she understands like I don't have a job. So that's a nice at least. But I'm very far in the hole on that one. And that's more than the value of both my cars combined. I had 3 cars before, and I sold one to help pay for the lawyer. I had a Chevy 1-ton truck, like a 3500.
What's your obsession with trucks? Okay. And then you have another debt that I don't have, right? You said the RV has that?
Yeah, the RV has like 20,000 left on it.
Are you f***ing me? And how do I not have that? That's your biggest debt. That's your biggest debt. It's double the other biggest debt you gave me, which was the Quicksilver. Why do I not have that statement?
So the bank I get it from is super shady, and they won't give me statements.
What's the interest rate on that?
It's like 7 or 8%. It's not that bad. Not that bad.
Okay, well, it's not. If it's 7 or 8%, it's keeping up with market, and then plus depreciation and everything, and gas and all that bullshit maintenance. You're losing it out versus putting money in the market. So, what's the minimum monthly payment on that?
$250.
What was the term? Length?
10 years.
Oh, I didn't even. RVs, whole different breed. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
Kill me right now. How long have you had it?
A year and a half. It's worth what I owe, but I'm still just gonna let it go in the bankruptcy. Because getting it.
You're committed to this bankruptcy. It sounds like it
sounds like the best option for me at this point, considering the money.
Well, before
I'm
the
making.
RV, I was like, it's quite workable with your industry specifically, and that may have required some annoying. What is it? An hour and a half to Tucson, to Phoenix?
Little under 2 hours. And with traffic, it's 2.5.
Which that absolutely would have sucked. But even temporary commutes there would have been a possible thing. People do that from San Antonio to Austin and vice versa. And that's about a couple hours with traffic.
In my 27-year-old car.
I know. There's some. Listen, we can talk solutions, and there's always going to be okay, but. And we deal with them as well. At that point, we start looking at buying, something that's doesn't have AC, like all this crap, but is safe and reliable for a couple years for like 5,000 to 10,000 hours, and we figure out how to get that so that we can commute to a better job. Like there's ways to milk the system in life instead of just giving up. Oh, but this. Okay, I guess we're just gonna do nothing then. Well, I guess we just give up and we just go through the bankruptcy process.
That's the thing with that car.
We've decided to just let everything go.
Well, that's the thing with that car. It doesn't break down. It just has little stuff, and I don't want to get stranded.
Why not even? What's your credit score?
It's not that awful yet.
Then why not some like consolidation loans instead of bankruptcy? Like, why do you want to just obliterate everything for like a decade, your credit and everything? Like, you're relying on your mom, but that's just such a relying on anyone other than yourself, even though it is your mom and I'm sure she loves you. But imagine something tragic happened in 5 years and then you have another 5 years where you can't qualify for anything, and you just absolutely have to for whatever reason, and your kid's going to be 14. So if you had to do some like Parent Plus loans, it wouldn't matter at that point because you would have been out of bankruptcy for a while. But I don't know. You're really just, if you're going to live 80 years, I mean, an eighth of your life, you're just declaring that you can't do anything with credit. You're committing to something for so long just because you decide that this isn't something we want to tackle. I'm not opposed to bankruptcy as a concept. It's a good legal maneuver that can be used in many instances. And there's been a few people on the show where I'm like, that actually might be the only option. I don't see that being your only option, though. You can work through it and not face that major consequence. Now, I know you've just been through the legal process, so usually a lot of the reasons we don't want people to go through is because it's very stressful and it gets, but you've just been through legal, so maybe you're like, oh, what's another one? But
that is exactly it. I've been down to the courthouse in Tucson at least a dozen times at this point.
Sound like you're giving up, though.
At this point, it's much simpler than having to live under the boot of that debt for that
consolidation, though?
long.
Yeah, but it won't be for 10 years, though.
It might be because I don't know what kind of income I'm going to be making.
Well, of course not. That's hypothetical. But even still, we can look at industry standards, and if you're willing to expand your horizon than just the Tucson market, even if it would suck, and I do not want you to do this, but even if it's a sacrifice for 2 years where you live in Phoenix for 2 years and only see the kid on the weekends,
but
I know
that doesn't feel like an option.
Why?
That kid has so many emotional problems from being taken from me. I couldn't do it to her, and she comes before I do. I agree. She comes before you do, but she is involved in the situation. What do you mean?
Your finances directly impact her.
I agree.
So if a couple years sacrifice, well, she barely has any memories at this point because you only start being able to form concrete memories around the age she is anyway. For 2 years, and it would, again, I am talking major sacrifice. I'm not saying you're never going to see her. Absolutely drive down every evening, of a week, like there's a lot of things that we can do here. I'm not saying this is great. I'm not saying, yeah, 100%, let's do this. This is the only way. I'm just throwing out potential solutions where your only solution is I've given up. And I don't think that's the only solution.
I don't know. It feels like it's the faster way out to not having to worry about how I'm going to pay off, $600 or $700 or more worth of payments every month on this terrible debt that is on depreciating assets. Now the truck is worth more than I owe on it now because, well, those trucks are going up in value because Americans are insane. But the RV is going to go down in value, and there's no way to get rid of that without